Good morning, student. Last period, uh, we were start the story, a synopsis, the Swiss family Robinson. Last lecture, we were learns about the only entry of this novel and how many characters in this novel. How many characters in this novels? The Williams, Elizabeth, their four child. In these families, there are two dogs, name of the Turk and Gino. Hmm? In this part second, we will learn about the actual what is the actual story of this novel. That means here I last lecture I given a some words, hard words, adventures. What is the meaning of adventure? To courage. But actually a synopsis. What is the meaning of the synopsis? The brief summary or outline. Brief summary or outline. What is the meaning of the synopsis? The outline. Outline of this story. Then second word, self reliance. Self reliance means self dependent. Then prudence means wise or well judged, wise or well judged. Use of resource. And then reliance means to important or to useful. Then fact file means the collection of information about the particular subject. Evacuated means to move people from the dangerous place to somewhere. Then next word, reef. Here reef meaning is a rock and sand, etc. Then to stretch reality means to say or write something that is not exactly true. Then the then reef means to rack and sand close to surface of sea. And to survive something means to live through someone successfully. And livestock means farms of animals and birds like a cow, pig, chickens, etc. There are kept used people. Dissembles means taken apart. And pinnace means to small boat attached to ship. First I will, this is a hard word in this topic, but read this, I will read this lesson and then I will give a hard word to you. Then I start reading. The Swiss Family Robinson is a well-known adventurous novel that people of many countries have enjoyed for more than 200 years. It has also been made into the graphics novel and film. The novel, written by the Swiss clergyman Johann David Wish, is not just adventure. It is aimed to teaching young people value like self-reliance, determination, love for family, cooperation, and prudent use of the resource. Prudent means here meaning prudent means to wise or well judged. It also good lesson reliance in natural science, good husbandry, and even mathematics. Some element of the novel do stretch reality to a certain extent, but we must consider that is a work of fiction and not a fact file. Given below is a synopsis and outline of its basic story. William, Elizabeth, and their children had been traveling in ship when the ship was caught in a great storm. The other passengers evacuated without the William and his family included younger children Fritz, Ernest, Jack, and Franz were left to survive alone. The weathered to great storm, wetting the ship's hold. The ship survived the night and family found themselves within the sight of tropical desert island. The next morning they decided to get the island they could see beyond the reef. With much effort they constructed a vessel out of the tube. After they filled the tubes with the food and ammunition and all other articles of values they could safely carry. They rowed toward the island. Two dogs from the ship named Turk and Gino swam beside them. The ship cargo of livestock. Here meaning of the livestock, farm animals of the bird like cow, then pig, then chicken, etc. And that are the kept and used for peoples. Hmm? Livestock, guns and powder, carpentry tools, books, disassembles, penines, and the revisions had also survived. Hmm? Over the next few days, William's, that means father, attached to floatable old cage to one another and built a bow that them curve around them. The family had launched successfully on the island. They set up the tent and softened the floor with armload of grass. They cut and spread serve as their beds. They came to grow up the trees. One trees grow what looked like gourd on its gourd on its trunk. The father told Fritz the gourd would make excellent bowl and spoon, and they cut them into the various utensils. Last period we will learn about the what is this what is the who is the written this story and what is the intro of this story. But here start the story. Williams, Elizabeth and their children had been traveling in the ship when ship was caught in the great storm. That means the William and his family traveling in the boat or ship was his ship was caught in the great storm. The other passengers evacuated. That means the other passenger moved from a dangerous place to something. But his family, that means Williams and his family included. Williams and his family only alone there, that means left to survive alone, and they weathered a great storm waiting in the ship's holder. That means hold here space in the ship for cargoes. The ship survived the night and the family found themselves within a sight of a tropical desert island. At that time, that means at the night time, the family found themselves without a sight of tropical desert island. That means at that time in night, in the ship survived the night in the at that time the Williams and his family reached on the tropical desert island. The next morning, they decided to get the island they could see beyond the reefs. That means at that time, next morning, he decided to the reefs means rocks and sand close to the surface of sea. That means they decided to get the island they could beyond the reef. With much effort, they constructed a vessel out of the tube. That means they created a vessel, here meaning a boat. He constructed a boat out of the tube. After they filled the tubes with food, ammunition and all other articles value they could safely carry. That means, and in this boat they filled with the tube with the food, ammunition and other articles value, and they could safely carry. They rowed toward the island. That means they rowed means to goes toward the island. Two dogs from the ship named Turk and Gino. That means in this ship the two dogs from this ship name is Turk and Gino. Beside them the ship cargo is livestock. Livestock means, what is the meaning of livestock? Livestock means, word here, livestock means, write this word in your notebook. Livestock means the farm of animals or birds, as like a cow, then cow, then cow, then pigs, chicken that are kept in used for people, livestock, guns and the powder, carpentry tools, books, dissembles, penines. Dissembles means here new word. Dissembles means to taken apart, and the penines means to small boat attached to ship, and provisions had also survived. Hmm? That means the Williams, Elizabeth, and their four children reached on the islands, the tropical desert island. At that time, the Williams constructed a boat. In this boat, he filled with the food, ammunition, all other articles value could safely carry, and he goes toward the island. In this boat, the dogs from the ship named the Turk and Gino. Hmm? Gino Sams beside them. The ship cargo, livestock, guns, the powder, carpentry tools, and books, dissembles, penines, and the provisions had been survived. Then, over the next few days, Williams, that means father, attached the floatable old cage. Here, new word cage. Cage means barrel, drum, barrel or drum. Na barrel, drum. Cage means barrel or drum. Barrel or drum. Then over the next few days, Williams' father attached the floatable old cage and one another and built a bow that curved around them. That means uh, over the next few days. That means in the few days, Williams means the father of this four child attached the floatable old cage. That means he attached the floatable um, drums with each other and built a bow that curved around them. That means they built a bow then curve around them. The family had launched successfully in the island. That means this family is reached successfully on the island with the help of the floatable old cage. That means this Williams means the father of this child attached to the floatable drums or floatable barrels with each other, and they constructed a bow with the curve around them, and with the help of this bow they successfully reached on the island. They set up the tent and softened the floor with the armloads of the grass. They cut and spread the server their beds. That means they successfully reached on this island. They set up the tent and softened floor with armloads of grass. They cut and spread to serve as their beds. That means they built a very beautiful tent, and they softened their floor with the armloads, and grass they cut and spread. That means in the around the grass they cut and spread spread to the serve the other their beds. They came to the grove of the trees. One tree grew what looked the ground guard on guard on trunk. The father told the priest the guard would make excellent ball. That means they make a beautiful tent. And then this use of the guards. Guard means one type of vegetable in our Marathi. आपण भोपळा. The father The father told the Fritz the guard would make excellent ball told the Fritz the grouts would make excellent bowl and spoon, and they cut into the various utensils. That means they in the guards would make excellent balls. With the help of the guards, the Fritz made excellent bowl, spoon, and they cut them into the various utensils. That means here here the Williams and his family reached successfully on the island, and they built a new tent, and mm, they would make excellent utensils. The next para. After some days, Elizabeth informed William that she wanted family to move separate place. That means after some days, Elizabeth informed Williams. That means after some days, Elizabeth informed the Williams, and she wanted to family to move the separate place. That means the Elizabeth wants to the um, her family to move separate place. Their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. That means the current camp or the current place is a very not only exposed but also very dry and hot. That means this place are the very hot and very dry. If they built a house up in one of the larger tree, and they decided, that means William decided to make or build a house up in one of the larger tree, they would be safe from jackals. Jackals means to wild animals. Jackals means to wild animals. Then Elizabeth informed that Williams you want to the move separate place her family, and the current camp is not only exposed but also this is the hot and dry. If they built a house upon the one of the larger tree, they would save from the jackals. Because of this, safer from the jackals. That means mother wishes to the shift family to tree houses because their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. She wanted to house that would be safe from jackals and other animals. She described the perfect tree for the project, and she described a perfect tree for the project. One who was truck was nearly 40 feet diameter. That means Elizabeth described a perfect tree for project, and she's one who was trunk was nearly 40 feet in diameter. That means this tree's trunk was nearly 40 feet in diameter. That means mother wishes to shift the family to a tree houses. That means the mother wishes to shift the family to a tree houses because their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. She wanted to house that would be safe from the jackals and other animals. She described the perfect tree for the project. That means she described the perfect trees for this project. The branches were is sorry, the trunk was nearly 40 feet in diameter. The branches is very long and extend straight out from the stalk. That means the branches of very